Hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to get on here and talk about being a victim of your situation and not accepting that reality for yourself, um, and doing things, taking action to get yourself and remove yourself from that victimized situation, whether it be abuse, whether it be self-sabotage, whether it be um, abuse from someone else, or self-sabotage, meaning a decision or something or lifestyle you chose to live, and you not knowing how to deal with the new forms of how people see or react to you because you chose to live that way. um, and so, I mean, one thing I want to speak on is like, so my mom, was, not what was a victim on many different aspects, but in this manner, it was, due to her being cheated on, and her getting chlamydia by my dad. And in her heart, she couldn't, live with that and stand for that. And so I know, like I said, in the middle of the night while he was at work, she packed our bags and we left. And we went to a shelter. The shelter wasn't the best one for the first time that we went to, but it was obviously better than being in the house, which she no longer wanted to be, and have her kids there. But she didn't just stop there, like then we moved to another shelter, and then another shelter, and then until we did come into a good shelter where we actually, was enrolled in school, and we ended up going to school at that shelter for a while, and she was able to have a little more time to design a plan and gather her thoughts on what to do next and whatnot, But at first, the shelter, some shelters, like, yeah, you can stay the night, but you gotta get up and get out first thing in the morning, and I remember having to do that, and we went to the local libraries, and different things of that nature, and she would be on the computer doing her research and looking up things, and all kind of stuff. But just eventually you know uh, she eventually, I mean, so you just got to do what you got to do. It is hard work. Um and I mean, she even had to move states, from state to state, realizing other states provided more better assistance to a single parent, to a single mother, um, to provide for her kids, So I remember going to Virginia and going to Arizona, and Arizona being the place that I remember having an actual home and a house and my own room, and it was a comfortable lifestyle finally, of what I thought a happy home and having a happy home would be, as far as my understanding with a single mom. um, and this was after she had her, her panic attack episode, and everything. So, um, yeah, I mean and that's just one form of being a victim in certain situations, and overcoming that. And also, when you victimize yourself, say, like, people deal with, personal identities, and, they choose. I feel like it's a choice. You choose, you formulate and choose to like what you like. You know what I mean? Like, can't nobody force you to like what you like. Your body isn't chemically, you know, um, bonded with anything in this universe where you are forced to like it. You know what I mean? I get, we have, you know, um, hormones, and I mean, other than what I feel is, um, the nature of continuing life, which is a man and a woman's connection. Other than that, nobody on this planet would be here if there wasn't a woman and a man's connection. But you got all kind of people feel like they are born to live another type of lifestyle for whatever, and they are attracted to another type of of the same sex or whatever, which is their decision. So you can't expect, people to, not everybody, you can't expect everybody to understand your decisions. You can't expect everybody to respect your decisions. And in those decisions that you make, you are susceptible to, receiving verbal abuse, and in the view of your eyes of how you received it. You may be susceptible to living, in a dark place in your mind of just living a lie, or because you don't fully feel right about it, but you like it, or you curious about it, or unsure, or I don't fully understand it, so I don't really have the pinpoint or answer of what they are going through, but just based on what I've been told and what I've heard, still trying to perceive and understand and put myself in that person's shoes, of them victimizing themselves and saying they feel like they wanted to kill themselves because people called them a faggot, or people make them feel like like they're not worthy to be around them, or whatever it may be. um and to not victimize yourself, so if that is your way, your choice of living, then be confident in that decision. Like, fully know that, and immerse yourself in that identity that you formulate yourself to be. So then you won't be susceptible to feeling less than, or even feeling emotionally attached to what those people got to say. Um, but yeah. So I mean, and I was just recently, having conversations with people, with those two specific type of situations that they were dealing with. One person, a mother with children, an abusive relationship, not knowing how to get out of it, being a victim in that situation, and another person, questioning their identity with their sexuality based on them feeling like what they like, and and they get sexually aroused from the same sex. And I mean, and but that person, morally feels like it's wrong, so it's like you fighting yourself, you know what I mean? Like, you just, yeah. So to be a victim, to me, is kind of self-inflicted on yourself. You either don't see a way out, or you just fighting with your internal self, with what you know is right, or what you need to do, what action you need to take. So I mean, I never wanted to victimize myself based on the situation and the things that I've been through. Like, I mean, I hate telling. I didn't want to tell my story for the longest, to even feel like a victim, based on my circumstances and situations that I was raised in, and going through certain times in my life. But now I see it as, something bigger, and not for me. Like, my stories isn't for me anymore. It's for other people to help them. So that's why I have to share, you know, but it's easier for me in those moments that I see those people in that need of help, of an answer, that I feel obligated to do so. But like this on here, just coming on here and talking and just sharing. I mean, luckily, you know, I recently was having these conversations, so it was on my mind to be able to, you know, spit this out for you guys. But so it made it a little bit easier for me. But so yeah, so that's why I hopped on here to get it off my mind. It's like my journal, you know. I don't really like writing in a journal. This is my journal. It's saying it out, speaking it, to be there. I could go back and look at it and listen to it. Everything that I've learned audioly. I've learned through. I've I've maybe read one or two books, which is nothing wrong with me, but I learned audibly, listening closely to what people say, how they say it, even if it's a book being, you know, said, or you know, audibly read or whatever. But yeah, for sure. Um, that's what this is. Not being a victim of your situation and figuring out a way to overcome that, for sure. All right, catch you guys later. Stay chiseled.